Friends, Jacob is here once again for another one. An epic summer blockbuster, which is your life. Your life and my life. Isn't this awesome? Wow. We got some things that we need to talk about. Got a couple of performances we need to talk about at the BET Awards. We got a discovery that's been hidden for a while. That is confirmation of a video that I just did. And we have an epic comet-like dwarf planet. In an elliptical orbit. And it's entering in, and it's heading towards us. That's right. Sounds a lot like that planet Nibiru. A lot of people in the comment section lately have been like, hey, I've been with you since Nibiru and the Anunnaki. Oh, good grief. This thing that's coming in. Like, it's coming in. And it's going to be here by like 2031. It should be next to Saturn. We're going to talk about that today. We have a lot to cover. So I hope you buckled up. Oh, always so much pressure when I start to talk. I always probably come off a little goofy in the beginning, a little excited. Because I get excited because I know what the rest of the show entails. Most of the good stuff's usually at the end. Most of the real kind of really revealing, inspiring, incredible information. So I've been doing these programs for a long time. Since, like, if you're new to the channel, since I think I've been on here since like 2008. I've been sharing for ever. All right, I've done TV. I've done a lot of stuff. But that means nothing. Because right now, the day that we're in, with the things that are happening, it's huge. And you don't have to be an anybody to be a somebody, right? You're going to find out that your life, the life that you're living, it's just about getting started, okay? This world is controlled by what people would say is like the beast system. People that are arrogant, egotistical, if you will. People that are ruling out of their, lower basis form of thinking. The devil, right? The Antichrist. That spirit of it's not good things. It's all the lusts and the lusts of the world, lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. Lust of the world. These are the things. That's all that's in the world, by the way. According to Scripture, it's the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh. This carnal realm that we're in. Meanwhile, there's so much more to us. And there's this war that's going on that no one's really aware of, but it's taking place within, in heaven. And one thing after another thing has been playing out in the world. And people are scared. And people that have been watching the show are excited. Because we're getting to a point now where it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. Yeah. It's gonna be epic. I'm talking like maybe aliens, right? They're showing up. There's a lot of stuff that's coming our way. I stumble on things. I'll start talking about something, I don't know why. I'll just like this well of hell that I just did this video on. If you haven't seen it, about the place where the demons are kept, you gotta watch this, the Well of Berhut. This video. There's a link right there. You see when it pops up above me? For those, you just gotta go back and click on it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Click on where I'm talking. That video where I was talking about the day where the devil is going to be imprisoned in a pit in the well of hell. They call it the well of Berhut. And then you think it's coincidental that I don't know, the very next day or the day of the video, people are talking about the dragon skull, the dragon man, the dragon that was hidden in a well in China. And now it's this being. Some people are calling it a giant skull because it's a little bit bigger, but they're saying the brains are about the same size. Some people are saying, oh, it's the Anunnaki, the Nephilim. People are saying all sorts of things. But I was talking about how the dragon was going to be cast in the well, the pit. And then, boom, here comes Dragon Man from the well. So, I stumble on these things. I don't know how it happens, but it's like great confirmation, which is why I get excited. Cranium hidden at the bottom of a well in northeastern China for more than 80 years may belong to a new species of early human, the Dragon Man. The exciting discovery is the latest addition to a human family tree that is rapidly growing and shifting thanks to the new fossil finds and the analysis of ancient DNA preserved in teeth, bones, and get this, cave dirt, dust of the earth. The well-preserved skull cap found in the Chinese city of Harbin. Sounds like harbinger, but it's pretty interesting what Harbin really means. This is why it's good news, right? You get the dragon skull in a well. Harbin is, it means the place where the nets dry. Yeah, so back in the day, they'd go fishing, right, where they use their nets, and they get all wet, and if you didn't dry them out, they'd probably break. So what you do is you find this one arid area, and you'd lay your nets out, and it would dry. That's where it was found, where the nets are drying. Nobody's catching no fish. The nets they're drying, not being used. We need to use the nets today for the harvest, right? We got to bring people in. We got to teach them the truth. We got to ask them to love, to forgive, to be compassionate. Got to tell people about the channel and tell them to subscribe and check for notifications. Some people say, "How am I supposed to share?" I want to share what you're saying in your videos. I just don't know how to put it in my own words. I said, just tell them to watch the video. You don't gotta. It's free. Just hand it out. Just here you go. Here's the link. Click it. It's helpful. So Harbin, a place for drying fish nets. It's interesting. That's where the Dragon Man was found. I think it's coincidental. I think all these things kind of tie in together. Because here you have this thing and you got a little bunch of people talking about the Anunnaki. Now, if you don't know anything about the Anunnaki and Planet Nine, there's this Sumerian mythology that there was another way that mankind came to be. In the Bible, it talks about the angels, right, or we'll say the sons of God, and they saw the women that were fair of men, and then they interbred their species, and then these giants, right, we've been talking about giants on the show, are the offspring. There's another story that's very similar about, a creation that was a little more advanced, maybe on, out there for longer, called the Anunnaki. It's another name for them. Those from above that came down. And what they do is they messed with the genetic makeup of mankind. They kind of like inserted their DNA. Same type of thing. Right? You bring your DNA into the human line DNA, and then basically you got some people that are walking around here that are Nephilim, right? But over the years, we've interbred so many times that they're smaller, they say. I don't know. This is just Sumerian mythology, right? Some people call them demons. Some people call them angels. Some people call them aliens. I say all this because on the channel we talk about a lot of goofy things, right? We talk about the aliens. We talk about the video that my channel took off with was about Nibiru, this planet, this comet-like planet that was in an elliptical orbit. That entered in through the Oort cloud and then gets closer and closer, and that's the reason why you get some climate change and you get some things, and it explains the flood, and this is what they say. Because as this massive body comes in, it warps space-time and tilts things and jostles things around. And as it's coming in, it pushes a lot of, in the Oort cloud, there's a lot of icy little things. And then all of a sudden you get all these pew, 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 pew. You got them going all over the place. How many interstellar visitors have we had? Right? That's because there's something that's been coming in. That's what I've talked about on the show for years. I didn't know that there was, but I know how God works. I know if God's pushing me in a direction, which he was doing, and then the channel takes off because I finally do a video and it goes viral, I know that there's something to it. So that's why I said to everybody, hey, they're going to say that it exists. You're going to get that, and that happened a couple of years later. Batkin and Brown from Caltech. There's a Planet X out there. Even though NASA, never a straight answer, right? The deceiver, some people say. Even though NASA said, oh, does it exist? Does it exist? Then they have to say that it exists because, if things are coming in. And then you wonder, why is there a Space Force, right? You wonder, why are they leaking all the UFO information? Well, maybe it's because they're already here and they're already in charge, right? Like the guy who was in charge of Israeli space defense, the head guy for like 30 years. I don't remember his name. This guy. He says there's a galactic federation, that the aliens, they've already been in contact with us, and that, Trump was going to release the info. But they said no. The Galactic Federation stepped in and said no, no, no. Come on. The Space Force has the same logo as Star Trek. We've been prepared for all of this. Behavioral psychology is a thing. Predictive programming, it's a thing. We've been slowly but surely, we've been conditioned and we've become apathetic. We're just like, we're ready for it, right? Ready for our servitude. And here we are. But not all of us. A lot of us are waking up to the truth. A lot of us understand that there's more. So you have these ancient aliens. A lot of people talking about weird stuff, right? Like the Vatican. Why did it do its little Christmas scene? The nativity scene. Why did it do it with Sumerian mythology? Why did it have a space astronaut? Why? Because this is the thing. They've been ready. They've been ready to be revealed to all of us. I mean, I can only imagine, right? I can only imagine. That's why they've been preparing everybody with all the Egypt stuff, right? The Egypt stuff. Told you about the plagues of Egypt. Told you that God was trying to set us free. I told you about things that were going to happen in the world. I told you about these eclipses. I say all these things. I say this second half of these eclipses is going to be very tough. Been saying it for a long time. Getting everybody ready. Because the dragon man is out of the well. Right? It's out of that pit to do what it's supposed to do. But yet it's going back into that pit. It's going to be for 1,000 years. Because this is the rule and reign of Christ. This is the day we're in. This is what's happening within a body of believers. It's called the remnants, 144,000. The day's here. The day's here, so things are going to get epic. You're going to see all talk about the new temple. You're going to see it all come together. Like a big finale. It's going to, right? It's all going to come together. It's going to come to a head. All this Egypt everywhere, right? They just had the parade. Remember I did the video about the parade? If you haven't seen that video, check that video out right here. Here's the link. They paraded they brought all of the pharaohs back to the, right? Because that's what's happening. The Pope does his one world religion prayer conference at the ancient Anunnaki temple, the ziggurat. Weird stuff. Which is what gets me to talk about Lil Nas, this guy. He's an artist with the Satan shoes and this is the poor guy. This guy. Oh my goodness. So I guess he was like the mainliner, I guess, or the head act. I don't know. It was a big deal. It was a big show, and of course it was all about Egypt. Look at this. Right, all about Egypt. Dressing up like the pharaohs of old, the gods, the Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki, the Egyptian gods, returning, right, in their pyramids. Just like Jeremy Corbell and all that. We did the video about the pyramids too, and Elon Musk. It's just, people laugh. They look at my titles and they go, "Oh, you're kooky," and I'm like, "Oh, but this is reality, though." You want to see that show right here? Boom. Yeah, they have the pyramid UFOs all over the aircraft. Pyramids, pyramid UFOs, and what showcases at the end of Lil Nas's video? Pyramid UFOs, right? As if they're coming. That was the end. That was how the performance ended. The pyramid UFOs are. It's so strange. So strange to me. Just out with it already, people. See, here's the thing. God is real. And we're in this, we're in this to win this. And we can't lose. Because, I don't know if you remember the story about Egypt and all that jazz, but the big famine comes in the land, then Joseph comes in. Right? Joseph. So even in the midst of all this nonsense, God's hand is working. God's hand is moving things around and jostling things out in the Oort cloud coming towards Saturn. A lot of channels like myself that talk about faith and everything else. Like if Lil Nas is watching right now, he probably thinks, "Oh, I'm going to go off on him because he prefers to be with, I don't know if it's his sex or another sex. It doesn't matter. I don't care about your sex life." See, that's the thing. I don't know why everybody's so interested in everybody else's sex life, all right? God, I want to make this clear because he's probably watching it. Because sad people, even though you're popular, even though you're famous and everything else, it's like, I get it. Because when I was younger too, I wanted everybody to see me. It was like, look at me. I wanted so badly, right? And now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I'm like, maybe I won't post from the gym because I'm wearing the tank top, because I don't really need people to say things, right? I don't need to feel good about myself anymore because I feel good about myself. So I don't need other people's approval. But I get it. The guy's young. He was raised in in an environment of faith where he couldn't be who he felt like he was. And I get that, But then it's like, here's the thing. I don't think these young artists understand how they're being used for, whose idea was it to do the Egyptian homage? Whose idea was it, right? I'm sure there were people influencing this guy to just do the same thing. And then how did the performance end? It's like, do I need to see you making out, dude? Right? I don't need to see that. Kids don't need to see that. That's the problem. See, that's behavioral psychology. What they do is they get you, just to worship the lowest, basest form of thinking. And the irony is you got these artists who probably, they're told that they're so bright and they're so this and they're so gifted and they are. And yet they're being manipulated and they're being used to be reductive and to not benefit humanity, which is what they in their minds think they're doing, but actually to enslave them more. To enslave them more. God doesn't look to the outward man. He doesn't care what you're doing, Lil Nas. All right? As long as you're not hurting others, you have to love others. Right? Love. God is love. And what is love? It's patient. It's kind. It doesn't hold on to past wrongs. It's encouraging. Love never fails. Love builds. This is what in God is love. Jesus said, if you just do these two things, love others and love God. That's it. I know that religion's messed this guy up. I know it's messed you up, dude. I know it. I know it. But you're being used another way by another system. And it's costing you. Because you could make great music and lift people to the heights. But you're never going to do it if you're running around in your underwear pretending you're the Pharaoh. Whatever. You're not going to get to the heights when you're worshiping the depths. There it is once again. Anunnaki, right? The pyramids, all these things, the ancient aliens, the demons, the rulers of this world, which there are these archons and everything else that you've heard David Icke talk about, and people, right? There's truth to it. It's in the Nag Hammadi library, which I've read. There are a lot of other texts, right? I don't know what they are. I don't know if they literally exist or not, but I will say that this system certainly promotes them. We've seen the obelisks everywhere, right? The monoliths popping up everywhere. Monoliths and obelisks in Lil Nas' show. This system is going to fail, right? The God is changing things. It's going to fail. It has to. Because the kingdoms of this world in the book of Revelation become the kingdoms of the Lord. They become the kingdoms of God. Where you're going to see people that are going to love. They're going to be kind. They're going to be compassionate. You're going to see unity. You're not going to see falsity, and you're not going to see control. So I learn about this comet. Now what's interesting is I think to myself, oh my goodness, remember the dream I had last year about the Independence Day comet? And then the next day they taped Neowise? And I thought that was God speaking. This is like a year ago. How crazy is that? Now this comet is like unlike any other that we've ever seen. It's in recorded history, and it's on a trajectory to zip through the inner solar system in less than a decade. I want that to sink in. It's massive, and it's coming in less than 10 years. It's going to go to around Saturn, they say, and then it'll pop right out. Things can change. It can bump into stuff. Stuff can bump into it, which then bumps into more stuff. This is why Uranus, which by the way is a planet. Where's the cup? Here's a cup. Uranus is a planet if you want. In the merch. And you can get this Teach Me the Truth too, the shirt, no matter what the cost. Because we're going to be redesigning everything. So if you want, grab that. I mean, while I'm at it, actually the only thing I really want you to grab is grab a copy of my novel. Amazon. This novel is... There's something more to it, and everybody who's read it, you left like hundreds of reviews already. Please, if you've read it, leave another review. Tell people about it. I think that this is I think this is a spark. I think good things are going to come out of it. And for those of you that read it, you understand where the story goes, and you understand how all of a sudden you're like, hang on a second, am I in the story too? Is this about me? So Comet 2014 UN 271 was first observed back in 2014, but the data wasn't really analyzed. It's called Bernardelli and Bernstein, two people that gave it this, that made this discovery. It's a mega comet. Estimated to be about 230 miles wide, which makes it the largest comet ever discovered. To put it in context, Halley's Comet is about 3.5 miles wide. So this is big. Now what's weird almost a year exactly, they're talking about this. So, some people they're drawing conclusions. Is it Nibiru? Is it like Nibiru? I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to cause a problem. I do know that I've had some really spooky dreams, right? But sometimes the dreams are just something spiritual in nature. But, I mean, if something that massive's coming in, it's a possibility that we could have a couple of pew, pew, pew coming in and making things not that great. Could explain why the Earth is wobbling on its axis. Could explain why the magnetic field... I've been talking about this for years, theorizing that would happen if it was coming in. And then here we have proof. It's coming in. Something's coming in. And I'm okay with it. Why am I okay with it? Because of my faith. Because this is just... It's God's simulation, if you will. A lot of people are into the simulation theory. It was created by an intelligent being. And that one God is in all and through all and of all, and wanting us to wake up out of our slumber. Because the world is, you look at the media, you look at these performances that you just had at the awards show, and we see, right, lowest form of thinking. It's time to get out of that beast realm. It's time for Christ to appear, to be revealed to you, so that you're no longer having trouble in this world system. But you're excited for the days ahead. I love each and every one of you. Please do subscribe, share it around, tell your friends. And if you need anything, you want to hook up with me on Telegram or Twitter, and all the links for everything are at the in the description of the video. Please do like it and share it and tell your friends. And have the best day ever. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Jacob Israel. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this channel around. If these shows have helped you, help Jacob to reach more any way you can, and have the best day ever.
Click it.